Hi, I'm Michelle Singletary, personal finance columnist for the Washington Post. And for 2017, I have a challenge for you because this is your year, right? This is your year to clean up your finances, your financial house, and your real house. I call it the hashtag no debt, no mess color of money challenge. So in previous videos, which you can find right here on this website, I talk about the 21-day challenge. This is what this is, a 21-day challenge. So the first week we assess the mess. So I told you about my cabinets, which are now all clean, yay, and my crazy package drawer. So we started that. We started small. I wanted to start small. And this whole challenge, the reason why I'm doing your real house and your financial house is because I was cleaning out, that's my dog. I was cleaning out my house, cleaning out certain spaces, and I thought, this is just like your financial life. You accumulate clutter, and you just shut it away in a cabinet or a closet, and other parts of your house are nice and neat. That's what people see, right? Because they see you and they think everything's okay. You got that nice car, you got that nice house, you dress nice at work. Everything on the outside looks good, just like in certain parts of your house. Your living room that nobody ever sits in, or your family room, or your certain parts of your kitchen. But behind that nice facade is a hot mess of stuff, either in your closets or your drawer or your financial life. That may mean you got credit card debt or the other things. And so let's just sort of put them together. So for this year, I wanted you to attack both your spaces in your house. Let's declutter our house, put order, because when you have order, you have peace, right? And so I just started with the container cabinet in my kitchen and that crazy package drawer. You got to watch that video with the crazy package drawer. And so now I attacked the real house, started small. Let's talk about your financial house. Lots of you are in credit card debt. About $800 billion. Americans have about $800 billion, that's what it be, in credit card debt. And if you average that per household, that's $15,000. Now some of you probably saying, is that all, right? And then on average, households have about 4 credit cards. And so you're probably been hanging on to this debt, making the minimum payments, but you're going to be minimizing your life for a long time when you just make minimum credit card payments. So for this challenge, you're going to attack a certain part of your house, clean it out, declutter it. And I want you to declutter your credit card debt. I want you to clear away your credit card debt. And now listen, I've got some steps for you. And I want to talk about some credit card myths as we do this part of the challenge. So first of all, you want to pull out all your financial statements for your credit cards and just look at them. Go back 6 months. Look and see how much you've accumulated. What were you buying? And as you look through the charges, just think, what was I thinking? Why did I need this? Was this really necessary? As I add and pile on more debt, you got to assess the mess first, right? Before you can attack it. Spend some time reflecting on how you got here. Now you might, beat yourself up. That's not the point of this challenge. I want you to reflect, but not beat yourself up. Listen, debt happens, right? You made some poor choices perhaps, or maybe there was an emergency. Maybe you lost your job and you had to use your credit card, so you felt you had to use it. Okay, that happened. We assessed the mess. Now let's move forward. I want you for this year to say, I'm going to get out of credit card debt, and I'm going to get out of it aggressively. So as we clear away the clutter of your credit card debts, let's attack some credit card myths. Lots of people think you need multiple credit cards to get a good credit score. And many of you know credit score allows you to get debt at a better price. If you buy a home or a car, you want to have a good credit score. But you don't need a whole bunch of credit cards. You really just need one. So myth number 1, you don't need a whole bunch of cards. So myth number 2, people think you've got to carry debt on these cards to get a credit score. That's not true. In fact, they want to see that you can use credit and pay it off. So you want to use it, charge something, doesn't have to be a whole lot, pay it off before the next billing cycle. Now, some of you think, you probably have heard that you shouldn't use a whole bunch of your available balance. So let's say you have a credit card with $1,000 limit. You probably heard that you shouldn't use more than 30% of that. And that's true to some extent, but FICO FICO, which is the major credit scoring company, has looked at people who have really good credit scores, people who have 800 or more credit scores. Now the credit scoring goes from about 300 to 850. So the higher your credit score, the better risk people think you are, like you're gonna pay back your debt. So let's say you have a credit card with $1,000 balance. Conventional wisdom was that you don't want to use more than 30% of that, which would be, what is that, $300. But FICO looked at folks who have really high credit scores, 800 or more, and found they only use about 7%. So they only use 7% of that available balance, about $70. Ideally, charge it, pay it off. That's the great thing. Now, I told you I want you, for this challenge, you're going to put away your cards. Notice I didn't say cancel. You want to put away, because if you owe debt on your cards, one or more, you don't want to cancel them yet, because that will affect your utilization rate. That's how much you use your credit cards. And if it goes up, your credit score goes down. So you don't want to close any accounts while you're digging out of debt. But I want to remove the temptation of it. So you're going to pull them out of your wallet or pocketbook or wherever. Don't take them with you, because there's an expression that if you're in a hole, stop digging. So I want you to get rid. Now, one thing you could do, not cancel, but you can cut it up, right? Cut it up, right? Cut it up. That doesn't mean that the account is closed. You're not using it. Now, I work with people in my ministry, and we have a thing where every year, every session, we ask people to cut up their credit cards. So people have cut it up. Again, I'm not telling you to cancel it yet, not yet. I want you to get out of debt first. But these are people who have taken on their credit card debt, and they've said, I don't want to be in this debt anymore. So you can cut it up. Doesn't mean the account is closed. Or, I like this kind of thing. Or you could freeze the cards, right? So you just get a container. Remember I talked about, I cleaned up my containers, so I got extra containers. In fact, I use some of my containers in my package drawer so that I don't have to buy some little fancy thing to put in my drawer. So you take your credit cards, you put them in a little plastic container that, remember, because you're going to clean out those containers. Just turn on some water, put them in water, fill it up to the top, right? You fill it up to the top, you're going to put it in there and put it in your freezer, right? So that you're not quick to reach for it. So you're gonna put it into your freezer. I cheated a little bit, and I already froze some cards, and some of these cards are people that I collect and have cut up. So here you go. So it's frozen, it is in here. And if you want to try to cheat and use the card while you're trying to get a debt, I'm hoping that you're not gonna do that, right? Because now when you pull this out, and you thinking, I'm gonna try to get this out, hopefully that will stop you from using the cards, right? So you can cut it up or you freeze it, not cancel it, not yet. Eventually, you're gonna cancel it, and that's myth number 4. You probably heard that you shouldn't close an account, especially one that you've had for a very long time, because it's gonna remove the history. Having a credit card for a long time helps your credit score. This is true. If you've got a card from 10, 20 years ago, it can help your credit score, the length of your history. So you might have heard, I shouldn't close any of my accounts. That's not true. You can close them after you've paid off all the debt on each individual card and all your cards, because the truth is, positive credit card information, that means you paid your bills on time, can stay on your credit file for up to 10 years. So because you close an account does not mean that positive credit history gets erased. Now, if you got negative stuff, you have not been paying your card on time, that stays on your report for up to 7 years. So it can stay on your report for 7 years. But positive information doesn't go away right away. So once you get your credit card paid off and you've got zero balances, and you realize there's certain cards that you don't want, that you're not using, because during this week we're going to reduce the redundancy. That's week 2 of this challenge. First week was assess the mess. Week 2 was reduce the redundancy. You don't need more than one card, especially if you have a tendency to spend on it and not pay the bill off. Just one card. So we're going to freeze it or cut it. We're not going to cancel yet till we pay it off. That's what you're going to do for the beginning of this challenge, and not be tempted to use it while you're trying to get out of debt, right? This is week 2 of the hashtag no debt, no mess. we're gonna declutter our credit cards and watch how much you will be breathing and the freedom that you'll have once you get from underneath that debt. So we're cleaning up our house and we're cleaning up our financial life. Hey, listen, if you freeze your cards or cut them up or bury them in the yard, or, you know, in fact, why don't you send me some videos of unique and different and funny ways that you are putting away your cards. If you got debt, you're not going to cancel it, but you're going to freeze it or cut it or put it in the yard or whatever it takes. Send me your videos, The Color of Money at watchpost.com. And give me permission. We're going to post it and we're going to talk about this. So I'm so excited about this challenge. I'm so excited about this journey. I hope that you'll take it with me because, you know, when it's over, you know, necessarily in 3 weeks, but, you know, as you get out of debt and clean your house, man, the peace that you will have. I'm like thrilled about my cabinets and my drawers. So follow me along on this journey. The hashtag No Debt, No Mess Color of Money Challenge. You can do this. You can get out of this debt. You can declutter and watch the kind of peace that you'll have. I'm Michelle Singletary for the Washington Post.